guys, what's up? It's Faith Super Jaya. Welcome back to my channel. We talk about all things money, finance, and entrepreneurship. Guys, in today's video, I'm going back to my roots. So a lot of you all found this channel because of my videos on moving out at 18, how to afford rent, moving across the country, and things of that nature. If you're new to this channel, hi, how are you? I'm Jaya. I moved out the house when I was 18 years old, and not only did I just move out, I moved from Atlanta, Georgia to California. That was about 3 years ago, and in the 3 years that I have been living on my own, I have gathered quite a bit of knowledge, quite a bit of experience that I'm going to share with you today. In today's video, we are going to be talking about 5 things that you should know before you move out on your own. Moving out and living on your own sounds like a fun experience. You know, when you see on social media, the person sitting on the counter with their keys, they're like, oh my gosh, I just moved out at 19, blessings on blessings on blessings. And like the apartment looks all nice and it's all luxury with the white countertops and their LG refrigerator. Everything looks all nice. And a lot of times we have that standard in our head of that's what it's going to be like when I move out. When the reality of it is, majority of us aren't social media influencers. The majority of us are going to move out with regular jobs. We're going to move into regular apartments with white refrigerators and brown counters. Coming in at number 1, the first thing that you need to know before you move out is the rent is due on the 1st of every single month. Every single month, the 1st. The rent is due. There are no breaks. There are no breaks. If you go on vacation and you're out of work for 2 weeks, the rent is still due on the 1st of the month. If you get sick and you're out of work for 2 weeks, the rent is still going to be due on the 1st of the month. There are no excuses. There is no way around it. Your landlord will not want to hear it. Your landlord will not care, nor should they care, because it's not their job to care. They may exercise some sort of compassion. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll give you to the 3rd. So with that being said, it is important that you have a budget explaining how you're going to pay your rent every single month. So let's say your rent is $1,200 a month. That's $300 a week. So if you get paid once a week, that's $300 out of every paycheck. If you get paid every 2 weeks, that's $600 out of every paycheck. I understand sometimes it can be hard to keep up with the budget that has the food, the gas, the credit cards, all of that. But for the very least, you need to make sure you have some type of system explaining how you're going to pay your rent every month. I have this motto that no matter how tight money is, as long as I can pay my rent, everything will be fine. If I can't pay my rent, that's when it's time to panic. So if you come up with a budgeting method of how you're going to pay your rent every single month, your rent will always be paid and you will always have a place to live. Coming in at number 2, the second thing you should know before you move out is that you always have to have a job. So I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. About a year ago, me and my coworker were both in the same position at work, and me and my coworker hated the position that we were in. We were cashiers and we hated getting on the register because I don't like standing in the same spot for long periods of time. I don't like having to be forced to talk to people. I could tell you how many times a day I say, I'm fine, how are you today? It drives me crazy. One day, my coworker decided that he had it, and he had walked into my manager's office and he had told my manager, move me to another department or I quit. The next time I saw him not in my department anymore, I was like, hey, like what happened? How did you get moved out of the department? Tell me, please, because I'm trying to get moved out too. And he essentially told me that I told the manager he essentially told me that I told the manager either move me out of this department or I quit. And I was like, wow, we don't really have those type of benefits. I really don't have the wiggle room to call his bluff, you know what I'm saying? And the last thing that I need is for my manager to be like, okay, bye. And then now we don't have a job. Another example I see on social media, a lot of people saying, if your job is not good for your mental health, quit. If your job is stressing you out, if your boss is not treating you right, quit. And I'm just like, y'all clearly don't have bills. People who have bills don't say stuff like that. If your job is stressing out your mental health, I'm trying to tell you the truth, okay? I'm being very honest. You may think that I'm being harsh, but I'm being honest because I see this on social media all of the time and I know you see it too. And I'm telling you, if you're planning on moving out and you have a job and you think and you have that mentality that I can just pick up and quit my job whenever I'm not happy, maybe moving out is not for you because you have to have a consistent stream of income. I hope if you quit your job, you have a side hustle that's providing income while you're in between jobs because you consistently have to have money coming in because going back to number one, you have to pay your rent. So yes, you will have days where you want to call out of work because your mental health or because of your physical health. But you know what? You got to walk it off because the rent is due. Coming in at number 3, the third thing that you should know before you move out is that you will not get to participate in all the things that your friends get to participate in. This especially applies to my people who move out super young, like myself, like 18, 19, 20 years old. You will not get to participate in the same things that your friends who live with their parents can still participate in. So if all of your friends are going and buying festival tickets and plane tickets and hotel tickets, and sometimes you have to say no because you don't think it's the most financially responsible thing to do because it's going to put you in a strenuous situation when it comes to paying for your bills, you may not get to participate in everything. Going into stores and just being like, ooh, I like that. I've never seen that, and just swipe $150, that doesn't exist. That doesn't happen, especially in the beginning stages. As you get older and as you make more money, and you'll have more disposable income. But in the beginning, you will not get to participate in every single thing that your friends get to participate in. Coming in at number 4, you have to be very strategic about how you're going to support yourself. I live in California, one of the most expensive states in the country, where having one stream of income is just not heard of. It's just not something we do. It's not possible in this state. So you have to be kind of crafty about how you're going to support yourself. I choose to go into credit card debt, but you don't have to be like me. My first stream of income is my job. I work at Starbucks. My second stream of income is YouTube ad revenue. A third stream of income is coming in year 2022 because that's how expensive it is to live in this state that 2 is not even cutting it anymore. You also can use things such as credit card rewards that you can redeem, such as, like, for example, if you have the Amazon Prime card, when you spend money on there, you get points that you can redeem at Amazon. I personally like shopping at places that give you points and rewards so I can go back. I love eating at Chick-fil-A and using the Chick-fil-A app because every time you spend money there, you get points that goes towards more free food. And I know you're thinking, that takes so long to add up. But let me tell you, that's short-term thinking. You're not thinking for the long term, because once it builds up, that day where you haven't gotten paid yet and you only have $4 in your bank account, and you go in the Chick-fil-A app and you see that you have enough points for a spicy chicken sandwich and a medium fry, you will be thankful that you used your Chick-fil-A app. Coming in at number 5, last but not least, number 5. I know a lot of these have sounded very harsh and very doom and gloom. That is because everything isn't going to be sunshine and rainbows, and I just want you to be prepared. But number 5 is just shedding some light at the end of the tunnel. When all is said and done, you will have such a sense of responsibility, of maturity, that will give you such a head start in life. There are things that I think about that people my age just aren't thinking about. I think about retirement, investments, car notes, mortgages, all of these things that I'm planning out ahead, because when you move out, it's like the stepping stone into adulthood. If you move out at 18, you're by nature of you having to deal with more adult things, you're going to get pushed a little bit further in life. So for example, let's say that you move out into your first apartment at 19 years old, but your friends don't move out of their apartment until 23 years old. And after you move into your first apartment, you realize that you could be paying less rent if you were to put a down payment on a home and pay towards a mortgage. So when you move out of your first apartment at 23, about 4 years later, you are already moving into your first home when people your age are just moving into their first apartment at 23 years old. Now, of course, I know it's not a race. It's not a race. Everybody goes at their own pace. It's not a race. But look, okay, that's social media world again. The way investments work. The faster and earlier you get on it, the more return you get on your investment. You purchase your first home at 23 and you get a 30-year mortgage. Instead of your home being paid off at 60, your home will be paid off at 53. That's a 7-year difference. And it's all because you got started a couple years early. There are some drawbacks. Clearly, there are some drawbacks to moving out at an early age, but there are also a lot of benefits that will set you up for success in the long term. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you like today's video, go watch any of my moving out at 18 videos, how to pay rent at 18 videos, so I promise you, you will enjoy them all. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe. Because in the meantime, stay strong, okay? Because I love you. And Merry Christmas. Bye, guys.